Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, friends. Let's continue with the CA Foundation one. And I have an interesting topic for discussion this week and as well as next week, at least till mid of next week. We have to cover a couple of important topics from the CA Foundation point of view, which is trial balance and subsidiary books and rectification of errors. Trial balance, you have to complete trial balance, subsidiary books, and rectification of errors. So I'm in chapter 2. You can see here I'm in chapter 2, unit 3, trial balance. 4, 5, and 6 units in chapter 2 will be for subsidiary books and then rectification of errors. With this, we'll be completing chapter 2 as well. We'll try to close it by end of next week, if not mid of next week, the entire chapter 2. So, one interesting fact is the class 11 students. This is not related to CA Foundation alone. If we see here in CBSE class books, and you can see here, let me see here. Yeah, chapter 5, no, chapter 6. Yeah, chapter 6 in class 11 from the CBSE portion talks about trial balance and rectification of errors. And if you go into the state board syllabus, there also you can see in accountancy volume 1, and you can see here uh, trial balance and subsidiary books, which is there in unit 5, 6, 7, and bank reconciliation. So we have trial balance and subsidiary books in chapter 5, unit 5, 6, and 7, and even the state board syllabus. So it means that the trial balance and rectification of errors and subsidiary books is required or has to be read and studied by class 11 students from the state board syllabus or from the central board syllabus, and also from the CA Foundation, and incidentally for CMA Foundation also in the fundamentals of accounting we have trial balance and rectification of errors. So this is most important basic requirement, and has to be studied by all the students, irrespective of the stream, irrespective of the course what they're studying, be it in the higher secondary course or in the professional course. Right? This is important. Okay, and let's come to this now. We will try to have the first focus will be the CA Foundation syllabus. Like it's only 12 pages. This particular unit is there only for 12 pages. That's trial balance. We'll try to cover it latest by Saturday, and then we will go into trial balance as per the class 11 students, and then from the CMA students perspective also next week. We will complete trial balance, and also most probably we'll be completing the rectification of errors also next week. We have to run faster now. Okay. Now, what is a trial balance? What is a trial balance? Why should we prepare it? See, the first set of books, what we know is journalizing or accounting entries that needs to be based on independent records, right? We know that we have seen that accounting entries has to be processed based on independent records. That is phase 1. And second phase is ledger. Ledger has to be prepared for all the transactions which has been journalized, right? Once we have the ledgers and once we have the journals prepared, and then once we have ledgers done for everything, then next set is phase 3 in the accounting process is preparation of trial balance. Trial balance is nothing but a summary of ledgers. Summary of ledgers. That is the basic thing from a trial balance. Right? Then what else is the main objective of preparing a trial balance? The main objective is like we cannot prepare an financial statements by going through all the journal entries. We cannot prepare the financial statements by having so many transactions that is there in individual ledgers. What we require is the end balance of each and every ledger. That is the purpose of trial balance. Summary of ledgers. Summary of ledgers. Financial statements can be prepared accurate can be prepared only with the help of trial balance. By the word by the word balance, we can clearly understand that it should balance, it should match, right? It should match. So we cannot take individual ledgers and identify what is the balance in it, and the easy way of identifying the balance is from the trial balance. And let's put up a format, right, for trial balance. Format for trial balance is we have serial number, we have ledger accounts, and then we have ledger folio, we have a debit amount, in INR. We also have, let's focus again, credit amount. This is just a format, right? So credit amount in INR. So this is the format of a trial balance. Small, very easy format. When I say small, it's a pretty much easy format. I'm just putting an outside border here. So, and the total of, you can say that there'll be a total column here. Have total here. Have total here. Total of debits and total of credits. Right? So now coming back to what is the salient features of a trial balance, right? What are all the important things that needs to be noted when we prepare our fraud? What are all the inferences that can be made from a trial balance, right? So a trial balance is prepared as on a particular date, right? And which should be mentioned on which date the trial, because a business will have daily operations, right? So the trial balance has to be prepared on which date has to be mentioned on top. And then ledger accounts has to be entered along with its balance, respective end balance, with debit or credit columns as the case may be. I'm inserting a row here to indicate trial balance as such. It's accepted, right? Then what's the third major feature? Where you have to enter the debit amount, where you have to enter the credit amount, etc. Right? And then the total has to be there should be a total that's coming in at the bottom, like debit amount, credit amount, etc. And then what are the limitations of trial balance? This is more important, right? When I say it's balancing, what are the limitations of this balance? It cannot identify an error in posting, because we are dealing in double entry system, right? We are dealing in double entry system. So what will happen? Double entry system, even if there is an incorrect debit and incorrect credit, trial balance, I'm calling it TB in short, trial balance will match, right? So, or the third option is, even if the amount in debit and credit is entered incorrectly, trial balance cannot show that error, because it is just a summary of ledger accounts, right? Whatever that is journalized incorrectly will go into ledgers, and then that ledger total will come into the trial balance. So it cannot identify the errors, whether it is an compensating error, where it is an incorrect posting, where the debit has been entered as credit, etc., or vice versa, and entry has been posted into a wrong ledger, right? It is just a summarizing. Entry posted to incorrect ledgers. This cannot be identified in trial balance, right? Or double posting, same entry recorded twice, because we are dealing in double entry system, right, where the same entry is processed twice, and then that will go into ledger, and then it will go into trial balance. So we cannot identify whether there's a double posting, etc. These are all basically some of the limitations what we have in trial balance. So for just understand like the basics of this, right? We will continue into the total method of preparing trial balance or the net balance method, etc., in the next class, and we will also try to bring in some question answers from class 11 books, as well as from the CMA foundation books, to understand it better. More or less the concept, see, in accounting, concept remains same, and once we are clear on the concept, any sum can be solved. Any sum called it can be solved with ease once we are clear on the concept, right? So, any doubts or clarifications on this? This is just basic an introduction to the accounting trial balance. So, we'll continue in the next class with more illustrations as well as exercises. And you can always send an email to me at babupriya@rediffmail.com, and also inform your friends to subscribe to this channel so that many students can get benefited out of this. Right? You can also pass it on to your friends to subscribe to the channel babumuralidharan.co, so that the channel can reach to many students who want to get the basic understanding and also want to prepare for the professional exams or for the school exams, right? So you can also put your comments onto this video and let me know for any clarifications, friends. Have a great day. Thank you.